Hi, good day to you. So today I'll give you an overview of artificial intelligence and machine learning. Basically, I'll give a overview session especially for network engineers as well as for cyber security professional. They should be aware what is the difference between different terminology of AI, ML and deep learning, and what are the some use cases which they can leverage. So today, basically we are using artificial intelligence, machine learning as well as deep learning in our day-to-day life. It's not limited to the science fiction movies or to robotics only. So let me quickly play a video in which we can see how people are using AI ML in their day-to-day life.
My cat Metric, he is playful, he's adorable. Look at this, he's a perfect cat in every way, except he is a pitiless, unrelenting serial killer. His favorite time to do it was 3 in the morning, waking up in the night to go to the bathroom, then discovering the corpse of a rat. That was horrifying, and this would turn out to be just a constant behavior of his. It started to really cut into my sleep, and on one occasion, it brought an immediate and upsetting end to sex. So I needed some kind of solution. I needed that cat door to lock only when he is trying to bring in dead or dying animals. I thought, let me talk to my engineering friends. They pointed out that the tools for machine learning used to be in the hands of only the most elite computer scientists, and now somebody with a problem like me can go and figure it out. I thought, I'm gonna try this. The locking mechanism was the easy part. Basically just an electromagnet, and I attached it to an Arduino. The hard part is how to get the lock to know when to lock. So I mounted a deep lens camera above my cat door, and then I spent months sorting through and labeling over 23,000 images. At some point I realized that I'd become the tech bro version of a crazy cat lady. So I fed all my images up to SageMaker and built 3 models. The first model just asks, is there a cat? The second model says, is the cat leaving? Or if the cat is coming up the ramp, it calls this third stage, which asks, is it cute Metric or is it murder cat Metric coming in to ruin my night? If he is in killer mode, locks the cat door. Second of all, texts me and sends a pic. And third, donates blood money to the Audubon Society. The model has been running for about 8 weeks. Innocent Metric has been unfairly.
So here we have seen how people are using AI and ML in their day-to-day life also. So before I proceed ahead, I want to mention one thing in my presentation mainly I'll cover the use cases and AI solution from AWS or Amazon Web Services. There are certain reasons why I have chosen AWS in my awareness session, because firstly I am very well aware with all services of Amazon Web Services or AWS. Secondly, AWS is currently a leader in public cloud offering. They have 32% of market share. Thirdly, I love this topic AI and ML, and I can talk for hours and hours if you want to get information on AI, ML or deep learning. So and again the intent of this session is to let you know what are different use cases and what are the possibilities of AI or artificial intelligence. Again, I am pretty sure other major public cloud provider like Azure or Google must be having a lot of different services, but I'll create an awareness so at least you people are aware what are the possibilities and what is the potential business potential in this domain. So let's move forward. So before we jump into AI ML, there is some figures. Here we can see, since we are talking about AI ML using cloud, so let's see what is overall business which is there in case of public cloud. As per Gartner, for year 2020, overall total addressable market for cloud will be 257 billion USD. It's a huge number. And prediction for year 2022 is 364 billion USD. Look at the possibility, look at the numbers which is there into this domain. So these are some cloud business trend. According to Gartner, every third company has cloud migration as their major priority. Nearly 40% of technology provider new software investment will shift on cloud only. And uh, as per another analyst, by year 2023, the total cloud business will be 623 billion USD. Look at the number, look at the opportunity which is there. And currently, as we are aware, all major OEM, be it Microsoft, Oracle, Adobe of the world, they are moving toward cloud. Their main target for this year or for next few years is to move their entire business on cloud. Adobe right now is there as 100% on cloud itself. And across the globe, we can see the pure hardware player are either wrapping up their business or they are shifting toward cloud only. So, since we are talking about artificial intelligence and machine learning, let's see the numbers which are there. For year 2018, the world GDP was 98 trillion USD. And what is the potential for this in future? As per Price Waterhouse Coopers, in year 2030, the world GDP will be 112 trillion USD. And what will be the market share of AI? It will be 15.7 trillion or 14% of overall 2030 GDP will be driven by AI itself. So currently we are using AI and ML in our day-to-day life also. It's not always means robot or science fiction movies. Machine learning and deep learning application are everywhere around us. Like if you do Google search or if you buy or search a product on Amazon, every time Amazon will recommend you a product based on your search which you are looking for. In addition to that, we have Facebook tagging feature also, in which Facebook automatically tag the photographs and give you some name recommendation also. Same is the case with Alexa or Siri. So whenever you are asking Alexa or Siri what is the capital of India, at the back end there is a natural learning process which is running. Today, machine learning and deep learning is easily available to us, and we use it on daily basis. And most of the time, we are not aware. Even when we use our Gmail or our MSN mails, most of the time we can see some of the mail are automatically moving to the spam folder. It's because of the machine learning which is running at the back end. Then we have automatic cars, which we are very well aware. Tesla is working in a major way in automatic cars. Again, it's a work of deep learning or machine learning at the back end. So these are some enterprise wide use cases which we can see in which we can use lot of AI and ML. Basically, whenever we talk about the use case of artificial intelligence or machine learning or deep learning, it's a kind of a art. You have to think a use case and you can easily achieve. So all these use cases are there across different verticals or different segment. These are some partial use cases. We can have endless use cases. Just think about some use cases and you can apply AI or ML around that. AI and ML can today can solve most of the business problems. Even last week, I was going through an article. As per the article, now machine learning will help us in our relationship also. So machine learning will reveal what makes person happy in a relationship. It's again a new use case which we can see. So many time, most of the time, people interchangeably use artificial intelligence, machine learning, or deep learning. Most of the time, they are not aware, or because of their ignorance, they use these three terminology. So on the top, we have artificial intelligence. We can call it as a big brother or big sister of all of them. Within AI, we have machine learning. Machine learning is a subcomponent of artificial intelligence. And within machine learning, we have deep learning. So again, deep learning is a subset of machine learning. So these artificial intelligence and machine learning is not new. It's there since year 1950. But but from year 1950 to 1998, it was mainly used in the academic activities, mostly in the academic world. Then from year 1998 to year 2007, people simply stopped using AI and ML. This period is also called as neural winter. From year 2000 onward, we have GPU era. Basically, the GPUs are easily available. Their cost is decreasing significantly. So what is a GPU? GPU is a graphical processing unit mainly used in the computers. GPU is a main component which speed up machine learning and AI based algorithm. So now the GPUs are easily available at lower cost. Hence, you can see everyone is talking about the AI and ML. We can call it AI era also. Some more factor are also there since AI use lots and lots of data, and within last few 10 or 15 years, we have generated so much data that was not there in last 50 years. So we have lots and lots of data. This is also driving the growth of AI. Another major factor is the storage is getting cheap. We have lot of storage at very nominal prices. That's why that is also contributing to the growth of AI. So what is the difference between AI and traditional software? Here is a brief comparison between them. In traditional programming, we have our input, we create rules, and then we get our output as our program. In case of machine learning, it's little different. In machine learning, we have our input, we put our output upfront, and machine learning will create our rules. I'll cover in my next few slides what does it mean. So today we are well aware AI is used in everywhere, especially in medical field. We have achieved lot of growth and improvement in our medical arena, and I hope very soon we will have uncurable disease cure also, be it cancer or HIV. Let's see a brief case study about the use of AI in medical field.
A technology that enables cardiologists and radiologists to see a new dimension in medicine. And that new dimension for us is blood flow. The way we do this is by leveraging existing software on MRI machines and taking that data, putting it up to the cloud, and being able to render it and visualize and measure things that have never been seen and never been quantified before. Hi, my name is John Exario-Chilius, and I'm CTO and co-founder at Arteris.
My name is Fabian Beckers, and the CEO and founder of Arteris. Medical imaging until now had mostly been focusing on bone and tissues, but we couldn't really see an important factor, which is the blood flow, which is of course running through all our body, and usually connected to a lot of the disease we encounter. We can provide and help the clinician in 10 minutes or so to get all the value he really wants to basically diagnose a patient and treat it properly. Number one defect in birth is cardiac. But as you can imagine, it can be applied to so many other domains, like the brain, of course, finding out the flow, the liver, the kidneys, all the body, basically.
It's just four-dimensional data, and it has anatomy, and it has XYZ velocity and several time points. So it's talking about 5-10 gigs, and being able to parallelize that on several instances and render that.
I think there were several factors that led us to really choose AWS. The first time we wanted to have a global footprint, a large internet network around the world where we could basically serve every client we want to have. That was very important. The second piece was those files are so big, we need a lot of graphic.
So here we can see how AI is helping in our medical field also. So let's move forward. Here we have the autonomous driving system. As we are aware, people like Tesla are working way ahead to create our automated cars. Let's take a brief use case of automated driving system also.
I've been working on computer vision for more than 14 years, and I'm still not bored at all. No one has tried to put everything together into a system of this scale. Perfection is the standard. I think this is very important for autonomous driving because safety is critical. If you're allowing small glitches, you're not going to build a system that will autonomously run days and nights without having an accident. Only when you achieve 99.999% of reliability, you can start to claim that we're a product. We have developed the software package, which allows autonomous driving to happen. It includes a perception module, localization module, motion planning and control, and the offline map. We do the validation tests and the functional tests. We collect huge amount of data, and all this data has to be stored in an organic way in our gigantic system of data storage.
Just one autonomous test vehicle generates roughly 5 terabytes of event data per day. In the past, TuSimple would collect this data.
So because of AI as well as deep learning, we will have our automatic driving systems also. Currently, industry is facing certain challenge with ML. Each and every organization wants to use AI within the company to solve their business problem. But the challenge is we have limited supply of data scientists as well as ML expert, and they are pretty expensive also to hire. This is the reality. So let's talk about artificial intelligence itself. As we have AI, which we can call as science that empowers computers to mimic human intelligence, such as decision making, text processing, and visual perception. So artificial intelligence is a broader field, that is a big umbrella that contains several subfields such as machine learning, robotic, and computer vision also. Then we have machine learning, which is a subfield of AI that enable machines to improve at a given task with experience. Here I have mentioned the word experience. It's very important. Please note, experience is a very important word in machine learning, which means the machine will improve itself with the repeated task. It is important to note that all machine learning techniques are classified as artificial intelligence ones. However, not all AI could count as machine learning, which means that when we see that a certain algorithm or application is based on machine learning, then we should have some data and there has to be some experience also. So experience is a very important word for machine learning. Then we have our deep learning. So deep learning is a specialized field of machine learning that mainly relies on deep artificial neural network using large data set, such as we can see in the image itself. From a very high level, we want to mimic or copy the human brain function, which we wanted to simply connect and see how our brain works. And our systems of billions and billions of neurons that talk to each other and communicate to each other using electrical and chemical signals, which enable us as human to see, to feel, and to make critical decisions. So artificial neural networks simply try to mimic human intelligence in an artificial fashion. That's all what it is. So since you are going to have a bunch of neurons, as you can see in the picture, these black one, we can consider as artificial neurons which are interconnected to other neurons. So here we will create billions of neurons which are connected together to mimic human intelligence. So there are a lot of speculation around AI. Some people consider it could be a threat, AI could be a threat in future. Some say it can't be. Again, we have a lot of thinkers in the world who only think about this and say it will do this to mankind, it will do that to mankind. But there is a person who is not only thinking but who is doing something in this field. We have a gentleman called Elon Musk. This guy is really a visionary person. He is a owner of a company like Tesla, SpaceX, especially for AI. He also thinks that in future AI can do some harm to the human intelligence. So this visionary person has started two companies. One is Neuralink. The main vision of this company is to enhance human performance. So tomorrow, if machines try to take over humans, at least humans should have mechanism to counter that. Let's understand this from an example. Here is an example from a wonderful movie.
Can you fly that thing?
Not yet.
Operator.
Tank, I need a pilot program for a B-212 helicopter. Hurry. Let's go.
So as we can see, the lady is not aware how to drive the helicopter, but through AI or deep learning, she is able to fly the aeroplane in 30 seconds. Similarly, the Neuralink is working on the chips which will be implanted in the human to enhance their performance and intelligence. Another company which he is working on is OpenAI. The vision of the company is to build safe AI systems. which can stay under control of human beings. And as I have said, this person is really a visionary person. He is also working to eliminate energy need of entire world. He is working on a project called Solar City. I think within few years we will have a solar city project in our India also, and lot of our electricity demand will be fulfilled by this. So here we can see at what pace the machines are bypassing the human. As per this data, till year 2015, machine has already surpassed human intelligence. Now they are growing and growing and growing. So let's see what is the difference between machine learning and deep learning. Let's take an example. We have lot of images and we want to identify the image of cat. As you can see on the top, we have lot of images. We want to segregate among them which one is cat, which one is dog, which one is mouse. So what we do, we will feed in case of machine learning, we will feed all the images in the form of data. Then we create our classification also or rules also. Let's assume we will say if the distance between two eye is 4 centimeter and distance between ear is 6 centimeter, consider it as a cat and put it into cat category. Similarly, we are creating different rules for dog as well as of mouse. In case of deep learning, what we will do, we will put our pictures of cat, dog, and mouse in the form of data. We will give what we want. We will tell deep learning we want categorization of cat, dog, and mouse. The beauty with the deep learning using its neural network, it will automatically create rules for us. So deep learning, in case of deep learning, there is no need to create the rules. This is the beauty of deep learning. While in case of machine learning, creating rules is a very cumbersome task, especially for data scientists. They spend most of their time into this. So here, since I'm talking about AWS, currently they have all length and breadth of services. So typically, most of the organizations are using their infrastructure to run AI and ML and make their business decision. In that case, they are running studios like TensorFlow. They are using different machines with GPU, and they are also using data lake to 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 compile their data. If if they want to continue with their similar setup, they can use these functionality of AWS. On the middle, we have SageMaker. SageMaker is a wonderful tool of AWS in which lot of the below mentioned tasks are automated. Like we will do labeling, building, train and tuning, and deploy and run the algorithm. On the top hand side, we have lot of services of AWS which are there, which company or individual can directly use. The best part is these services doesn't require any expertise of AI, ML, or deep learning. People can simply use them. So this is the flow, typically how the entire workflow work in case of ML, we have prepare, we have build phase, we have train and tune, we have deploy and manage. I'll not go into nitty gritty of this thing. So if you are using Amazon SageMaker, obviously you can automate lot of tasks and can save lot of time and money for your company. These are some data, marketing data, what customer are getting benefit using Amazon SageMaker, like they are reducing their TCO by 54%. I'll not go into nitty gritty of all of them. So here I'll cover some of the main services, AI services of Amazon. We have Amazon Forecast. It is a wonderful solution, and currently Amazon themselves using this in their Amazon site, or rather I should say AWS is using them in Amazon site. It can help in inventory fulfillment. So if you are a distributor or you are into inventory management, it can automatically give you prediction when exactly you have to maintain the inventory, your hardware inventory. So these are some of the use cases you can use in case of cash flow. If you are a bank, you can predict at which point of time you will be requiring X number of cash in your bank. It can help in inventory planning, in predicting real estate price, in calculating how much cash is required in the ATM. It can also help in staffing for a call center or for a normal software development company. There are X number of use cases. Even it can help in predicting the price of crops also. In farming also we can use. Another main service of Amazon is Amazon Personalize. It helps customer, especially most of the time if you have visited at Amazon or Flipkart, sometimes you will select something and Flipkart or Amazon will automatically tell you that based on your search, you should look for this product. This is the functionality of Amazon personalized service. It help in improving customer experience. Lot of use cases are there. So if I take an example, currently Domino's is using this service. Most of the time, if you will order a chicken pizza, after 2 3 days, you will get an alert from Domino's. There is a discount in chicken pizza. If you will order now, you will get some 10 or 15%. This is the functionality of they are using at the back end Amazon personalized service. Then this is, I think I found this as a main service of Amazon. It's called Amazon Recognition. There could be X number of use cases of this service. Let's assume, especially we are going through COVID era, and as per government mandate, wearing a mask is mandatory, wearing social distance is mandatory. So through Amazon Recognition, we can achieve all these use cases, and especially in case of manufacturing segment, we can see whether the person is wearing a safety gears like their hats, whether they are using hats. In case of retail, you can calculate what is the footfall in your store. In case of Spencer of the world, in case of Big Bazaar of the world, they can calculate where maximum people are standing and spending their time. So there could be X number of use cases. So I'll quickly run through this service of AWS. I like this service. So like over here, you can see there is an image, and it will, on the right hand side, it will predict with the probability. It's like at the back end, automobile it's there. It's say with the 98.8 probability. Vehicle is there, car is there, human is there, person is there. And over the time, as the algorithm will work on your data, its probability will increase significantly. So over here you can see the facial analysis. On the right hand side you can see the face look like a face, appears to be a female. It will also predict age range. So as I have said, the more the algorithm will run on your data, it improve its prediction level. And you can see the lady is smiling. It's telling by 92.2%. Appears to be happy, wearing glasses. One more feature of this is celebrity recognition. So I'll try to upload a picture. Firstly, I'll try to upload my picture, whether AWS consider me as a celebrity yet or not. So the result is no. So AWS doesn't consider me a celebrity yet. No worry. So I'll upload the picture of our great Amitabh Bachchan. Let's see what is the result. Match confidence is 100%. He is a celebrity and the name is Amitabh Bachchan. Wonderful. Similarly, we can run our live video feeds also, and we can get lot of prediction with this. It's a wonderful service of AWS. I'll also run through a case study of royal family. In case of royal family, lot of celebrities were planning to attend their marriage. So what Sky News has done, they were using this service of AWS, and through live feed, they were getting the names of people who were attending the marriage. Like you can see in the video, people are coming. It's a group of people, and the Amazon recognition is automatically telling what is the name of the gentleman. So it's a wonderful use case of this service. I really like this service. I am pretty sure other people or other cloud provider like Google and Azure must be having a lot of similar services, but I really appreciate this services. Lot of use cases can be derived from this service, and the best part is you don't require expertise of AI. You don't require to be a data scientist. This is the beauty of this. One more service is Amazon Polly. It is mainly used in to convert our text into speeches. One use case could be, especially in case of medical transcription, doctors who are sitting at US, typically they send their voice notes to a country like India, and over here people who are feeding the data or medical transcriptors, they feed data into prescription and revert back. So typically people or doctors can use these services, so it will automatically convert text into speech or vice versa also. We have Amazon Lex, which is used by Alexa. Lot of use cases. We can create lot of bots for contact center, for IoT. We have website like Make My Trip or Yatra. Over here, it's a use case. A person is automatically booking the hotel ticket through this service. It's again a good service. We have a service called Amazon Comprehend, which mainly detect the sentiments also. So if I'll go to this service, here we can see we have written some text. If we will analyze this text, firstly, it will give us with the main topic which are there, key phrases which are there with the confidence, language which is used. The best part is sentiment analysis, especially for companies. people write lot of things on social media, be it Facebook, be it LinkedIn, or be it other platform. Company wants to know what people are writing about them, since it is a live feedback for them. So they want to improve, they want to understand the feedback, what is the problem which people are facing with them, especially if they will use these services. They can capture all the data from social media and can check whether people are saying good thing about them, whether people are saying neutral thing about their good thing or negative thing, or mixed. I like this service also. Some of the use cases, I'll not go into nitty-gritty of them. So that's all. That was the intent, to give you a brief overview of AI, ML, and what are the possible use cases. So there is a huge market for this and huge business opportunity for AI, ML, and deep learning. I think in interest of time, I will stop over here. Else I can talk for hours or for days if I have to talk on deep learning on AI.